Maintaining a long-term relationship with MechDIY, we've been lucky enough to review some of their favourite classic handheld consoles. So when they reached out to us to review their RG35XX console, we jumped at the opportunity. As always, the console arrived well packaged in a sturdy cardboard box with a foam insert to protect the top half of the gaming console. Upon first inspection, the console appears to have a cleanly moulded shell and a flush-mounted, laminated IPS backlit screen, as well as the usual HDMI out, trigger buttons, and analog controls. The console also came packaged with screen wipes, which will be used to apply the complementary screen protector. The console also came with a basic multilingual user manual and a complementary USB-C charging cable. Upon first inspection, the Anbernic RG35XX has a well-moulded, sturdy shell. The console's form factor is slightly smaller than original Gameboy Advance console. The top of the console features the all-important USB-C charging port, link cable port, HDMI out, ear jack, menu return button, as well as 2 sets of trigger buttons. While the front of the console features a large laminated IPS backlit screen and analog sticks similar to those used in the Nintendo Switch. The power and reset buttons are featured on the right-hand side of the console, while the bottom of the console features 2 micro SD slots capable of holding 2 times 128GB SD cards. The rear of the console features 2 rubber resting pads to avoid scratching, as well as a large 3300 mAh battery for hours of extended gameplay. Finally, the left of the console features the volume control buttons. With the basic specifications out of the way, it was time to test the console. The console functions off a GUI Linux-based operating system and takes approximately 20 seconds to boot into its main menu. Upon startup, you're greeted with a basic yet user-friendly menu, which features the essentials such as 2 gaming folders, a history folder, a search button, as well as a settings menu. Upon entering the games menu, you're greeted with an option of selecting your favourite micro SD card to start playing your games. We were lucky enough to receive the 128GB version, which holds over 30 emulators and 10,000 ROMs. This console is capable of playing all your favourite titles from PSP, PS1, Dreamcast, Nintendo DS, arcade classics, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, original Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Nintendo, MAME, Mega Drive, Game Gear, PC Engine, Neo Geo, Sega Master System, and WonderSwan, just to name a few. With its quad-core Cortex A53 processor and 1GB of RAM, we knew this console was more than capable of playing your basic Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and Mega Drive games, so we wanted to put it through its paces. So we opted by selecting the PSP game menu. Knowing firsthand how RAM-hungry the PSP games are, we decided to test with the all-time classic Tekken. The title intro of this game would put the console through its maximum capabilities. And to our surprise, it was pleasing to see that the console was capable of playing the title screen with minimal frame rate loss and smooth, loud audio. It was now time to test it with actual gameplay.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
As anticipated during gameplay, the console did have some troubles with frame rate and lag.
Round two.
With over 30 emulators and 10,000 ROMs, sometimes it's hard to locate the games you're after. So Anbernic have ingeniously created a search menu. Similar to the Google search bar, enter the first few digits of the ROM you're after, and the search menu will auto-populate a list of games that you may be after. In this instance, we were looking for Pokemon Emerald. Finally, one of the options most gamers are looking for now in a retro console is HDMI out. In this occasion, we used a HDMI mini to HDMI out adapter and connected it to a 65-inch 4K TV. Once again, to put the console through its paces, we decided to test it with PS1 emulation. And what better classic than Capcom vs NSK? To avoid pixelation and create the clearest picture possible, we set up our TV at 480i. It soon became obvious that the console had no issues whatsoever playing PS1 games via HDMI on the full screen. With our independent review of the Anbernic RG35XX supplied by MechDIY.com, we were pleasantly surprised with the overall build quality and functionality of this handheld console. The console was flawless in all retro aspects of gameplay, bar PSP, which was expected. With its entry price of US $68, we were surprised that the console featured a 3300 mAh battery, HDMI out, as well as analog sticks similar to those used in the Nintendo Switch. Overall, we were extremely satisfied with this console and rate it an 8 out of 10.